¿Qué chinga andamos haciendo en un domingo? It's Sunday.
I know.
Sundays, ladies and gentlemen, was made for barbacoa, Johnny
Pan
Canales,
And church.
Pan dulce, Johnny Canales, en conjunto music, papá. Sústame, guantán. Hoy nomás.
Por mi madre yo soy mexicano. Por destino soy americano.
Hoy nomás.
Yo soy de la raza de oro.
Para que sepan.
Yo soy México-americano.
Hasta las cachas. Eso. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special weekend edition. Weekend special. Hashtag PBT Live. I'm RocknRollJames. And with me, I've got our good friend Jax. What's going on, Jax? How you doing, Dad?
Oh, I am so happy it's a Sunday because it's my favorite day of the week. I get to watch Formula One tonight. I'm sporting my Silver Arrows Team Mercedes, baby. Congratulations to Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. If you follow Formula One, you know what I'm talking about. But I am blessed to be here with some legends. We got the Texmaniacs in the house.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are tuning in, remember, I handle the chat zone. And if you have any comments or questions for our guests, feel free to ask me and I'll relay them to them.
Órale esto. ¿Y no andas crudo, Jax?
Oh, no. I'm pretty...
Te inventaste un churrito y te
I'm
quitó la
pretty
cruda,
high.
¿verdad?
I'm pretty high right now.
Esto, carnalito.
My goodness.
Ahorita nos vamos, nos chingamos un double meat, double cheese con una side pizza.
Oh, you know, man.
And a Starlight burrito.
And a Starlight burrito, Dad.
Oh, I'm going to have to do double workouts to burn that shit.
Oh
Chingo
my
de
God,
manchis,
that's terrible.
carnal.
Puros carbs.
And we've got our lovely producer, Riley. What's going on, baby? How
Hey
you
guys,
doing?
thank you all for hanging out with us today on a beautiful Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, and she'll be handling all the graphics today and all the production. You know how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. And we want to thank everybody for joining us on this Sunday afternoon. I know it's it's unusual for us to be live on a Sunday afternoon, but we're here because we made a special accommodation for one of the greatest in our industry. And they're here today, ladies and gentlemen. And we're here at Society 204, a co-working community. Woo! Providing a productive work environment for RGV entrepreneurs, helping people ditch the home office and coffee shop for a more productive environment, and other mobile workers. You want to come check this place out. Look at that. It's beautiful. There's some office space if you need it. And they've got a bar. They've got a kitchen. They've got a dining room. They've got restrooms. They've got some AC, which is great in this weather. Situated right here in the heart of Edinburgh. Call Renee for a tour. It's 956-887-1143. Give her a call and get that tour in so you can come check it out and be one of our neighbors, right? That'd be awesome. You get to check out and meet all the stars that walk through our doors.
That's
so.
right.
I also want to thank Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. All right, if you feel sluggish, tired, gain weight, you're looking for that primary care clinic to help improve your quality of life. You know, as we get older, we lose testosterone, and sometimes we lose a little bit of that magic that we had in the bedroom. You know what I mean? So what you can do is give these guys a call at 1-855-771-1650. Or go to drtees.com. They've got a website, and you can ask them about hormone replacement therapy. That's testosterone. They've also got weight loss therapy in case you want to lose some weight and you're having a little trouble doing it. They'll help you out, give you that extra push to do it. IV vitamin infusion as well. That helps out your immune system and gives you a whole bunch of energy. And if you're crudo, it takes care of hangovers on a Monday morning as well. Peptide therapy as well. That is the fountain of youth, ladies and gentlemen. If you have an adult son or an adult daughter, they're going to think you're brothers or sisters because that's how young you will start looking and feeling when you're on that peptide therapy. Ask them about Sermorelin. It's fantastic. Designed to help you feel great, healthy again. Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. It's drtees.com. Orale. Now, we've got some amazing events coming up to the Rio Grande Valley, ladies and gentlemen. Starting on Tuesday, we're going to be giving away tickets to go check out comedian Mike Epps at Payne Arena. Man, this guy is one hilarious dude. And we've got a pair of tickets in the first two rows, okay? We can't make it. We're going to be out at the Diamantes wedding in Houston.
Yay!
So we're going to give them away Tuesday night. Make sure to join us, and we'll let you know how you can win them. And we'll also throw in some T-shirts as well. It's happening Friday, August 19th, Payne Arena in Hidalgo. You can get the tickets at paynearena.com. Mike Epps, man, one of the greatest comedians in comedy history, will be here in the Rio Grande Valley. Also, coming up at the end of August, which is just starting tomorrow, right? August is starting
already.
tomorrow.
Yes.
we're going to have Finney Flight Fest. This is going to be an amazing event happening in South Padre Island. Some of the best fighter jets will be performing, doing all kinds of aerial acrobatics and stuff like that. And then plus they've got helicopters and planes and jets. It's just going to be something absolutely amazing. And not only are you going to be able to see some of the top-notch jets like you're seeing on the screen right now. Look at that. That's an amazing jet. When they pass by you, you feel the earth tremble. Kids love this stuff. Adults love this stuff. It's for all ages. And then after the air show on Sunday, we're going to have a concert. Scott Stapp from Creed is going to be performing as well. That guy has had so many hits and so many great songs, and he is going to play them all on South Padre Island on Sunday the 28th. And also performing with Scott Stapp is one of the most awesome rock bands out there. Saliva will be performing as well, and we're going to kick off. Whiskey D will be kicking off the whole show at 8 p.m. Okay, so that's happening Sunday the 28th, but this is a 3-day event, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's August 26th through the 28th. Get your tickets. We will put the link in the description. So after today's show, you could just click the link, get your tickets. The concert tickets are $35, but they do have a VIP area for the jet show, the air show, that the planes pass right over you, man. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be fantastic. You see on the screen right there, my band, we give it all up. And we've got a brand new guitar player that's just one of the most amazing guitar players around. He's going to be with us as well, performing, and it's going to be fantastic. It's for the whole family. It's going to be at the end of August, and it's a great way to finish off the summer with #PVT. ¡Órale! Asústame, aguanta. ¿Cómo la ves, eh?
Yes, sir.
Me fui en un pinche rollo ahí en de aquella, no, Max?
Beautiful, man.
Asústame, aguanta.
Beautifully done.
Ladies and gentlemen, Max Baca is here.
Yeah.
Along with Josh Baca. There's not just one Baca, there's two.
There's two of us.
There's two, man. How you doing, Josh? How's
Two
it
for
going,
the price
man?
of one.
Doing pretty good, man. Glad to be here. Thanks for having us.
Josh is the accordion player, and Max is the bajo sexto player, man. How's it going, Max? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you so much for having us, man. I've always wanted to be on your show, man.
Bro, I've always wanted you to be on my show,
man.
bro.
Well, we're here, man.
When we saw you in San Benito, I was like, perfect, man. I get to talk to you, and you had Augie Myers with you. ¿Qué
Yes,
dice
right.
Augie, carnal?
I anda, man. He's he does some shows with us, certain shows. Him and Flaco, Jimenez.
Yeah,
And we'll
man.
get Flaco here one day, man.
Man, it'd be awesome to have Flaco and Augie. We were talking off the air, ladies and gentlemen, before we got started today, because we were supposed to start at 2 o'clock, pero pues tú sabes, hay tocadas en los sábados por la noche y la chingada. Y a la noche van a estar también aquí con Pepe Maldonado, ¿verdad?
Yes, sir. En la Lomita.
La Lomita,
Yeah.
dude, what an amazing little place that Pepe's had
It's magical,
there,
man. It's magical, man.
And then Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're watching and you're from the Rio Grande Valley, you still got time to go to La Lomita de Pepe Maldonado, and they don't worry about getting home late because son tardeadas.
Yeah.
Empieza como las 6, se termina como las 9. So llegas a la casa para las 10, te duermes y en la mañana te puedes levantar y tienes que ir a jalar o la chingada, ¿me entiendes? Pero si no, pues haz call in sick, bro. Te hacemos un pinche, ¿cómo se dice? Un doctor's excuse, baby, ¿verdad?
An excuse.
Somos professional, ¿cómo se dicen los que hacen, they can
Doctor's excuse.
The doctor's
no, but when I can make my signature, when you
what is it called? Oh my God.
it's
Forging? A forger?
Estoy desgraciado para forge. Ándale, carnal, es
Oh my
todo.
God. I couldn't get it. I'm like, what? My brain was foggy. Like, what are you talking about?
Oye, bro, hasta mi backup está fallando acá,
I know,
carnal.
that's
Este
bad.
la boca, shut up. I need a backup, Max. That's what happens, bro. So tonight it's going to be happening at La Lomita. Go out and check it out. It's going to be fantastic. So you guys are the only ones performing, or is there some other bands out there tonight?
I'm not sure. I think we're the only ones. There might be an opening band. I'm not sure.
Pues con lo puro pinche Texmaniacs, que no quitas nada más, carnal.
That's all you need.
Asústame one time. So, Max, how was the show last night in Mercedes,
Oh,
bro?
it was awesome, man. It was
Elida
awesome.
Fest, bro. You guys
Yeah,
played, right?
First annual Elida Fest, man, and we were just honored to be a part of it, man. Elida, she's such a beautiful person, man. Our compadre Noel Hernandez, they go back a long ways, man.
Yeah.
They went to school together, I believe, and yeah, man, it's okay. It was nice, man.
Yeah.
Everybody, performed to their best, man.
Órale.
Los Morales brothers, the Texmaniacs, David Ligarza, and Signo, and of course
Signo.
Elida, man.
Yeah.
It was awesome, man.
Mercedes, Texas, man.
Yeah, it was an awesome
Yeah, un
show.
saludo para todos los de Mercedes. Everybody showed up to the show last night. And before we get to this, lo primero que me preguntaron estos chavos cuando llegaron aquí, babe, es ¿qué chingas es esto lo que tengo aquí en la?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What's that, Rock?
What is
What's
that? What is
You know,
that?
Padre.
Le dije, oh, that's just $400 tequila.
They're like, what?
It's just lemonade, hombre.
Dice, can we taste it? Le dije, pues why not, bro? Porque I can't. So I'm gonna give you that. Traigo unos, le dije a uno de los guys de la band, el sound engineer, ¿verdad? Es el sound engineer. Hey, go to the bar and bring some shot glasses.
Yeah.
No me en caliente llegó de volada, ¿no?
It's back fast.
So vamos a ver.
Vamos a ver, vamos
You're
a
gonna
ver.
be first, Max?
I'll take a little,
Ah, chingale, tengo
He's
que,
like, I'll indulge.
tengo que poner este jale.
just a little one, porque I'm taking medication. But
Oye, oye.
Ah!
Es todo, carnal.
Oh my God.
Se oyó bien
Tiene que oír
bonito.
ese jale. There. I'm starting to smell again,
Oh
man.
my God.
Can you smell?
Es que tuve COVID last year, bro, y no podía oler. Está jalando.
Yeah.
Está comenzando a jalar la nariz, babe. Vamos a ver.
that might be the secret. Right?
I know, I was going to say.
I have to warn you
the
guys.
antidote.
There's a reason this is on top of that tequila.
Oh my God.
This tequila, man, was brought to me by the owner of Mattress Firm. All right, you've heard of Mattress Firm, right? This old mattress, there's a nationwide thing.
yeah.
So he's from Corpus Christi, man. He owns a lot of the stores. So he showed up to the show, you know, late, right? Later than the Texmaniacs.
Chris,
And so he said, I'm sorry I'm late, man. I drank a whole bottle of tequila, but I brought you something, rock and roll, James. Yeah, all right. Well, then our guests are gonna enjoy it here. Órale, Max.
Careful.
Dice el Max,
Careful.
I'm on medication. Pues te pega mejor, Dad.
Oh my. Careful.
Oh, ¿va a ir Josh primero o qué? Órale, Josh. Quítatela.
just a little.
Wait. Hold on. Let me give Max
Just
his.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Así nomás un
I can't-
poquito.
yeah,
I think
even
it's
less-
half a shot.
Even less than that, man.
Oh my
I'm taking
goodness.
medication.
No me ni la van a sentir. A ver.
No, we wanted some too.
Hey, whoa, just right there.
A little bit. Little bit.
Era
Careful.
parece una teaspoon de cough syrup, chinga.
That's all he needs. That's all he needs.
It's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good. Órale, vámonos,
Do
Rezo.
we shoot this? Do we sip it?
At
What
the
do we
count
do?
of 3. 3, 2, 1. Chingala. Vámonos, Rezo. Órale, es todo.
Woo!
Smooth, man.
Is it?
Very smooth.
How is it, Josh? You're the connoisseur.
I can't tell. Give me another one.
I need at least a half or more of that bottle.
Oh my gosh.
Saca la bong para Josh. La bong que tiene.
La de Chich, carnal, mira la de Chich, mira. Ahí, all right. So it's Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. We got a laid back show, but I had Roberto Pulido here about a week ago.
About a week.
And, you know, before the bands come in and all that, I check, you know, I research y la chingada, tú sabes, todo ese pedo, ¿entiendes? And I found a Wikipedia page for Roberto Pulido. And he had no idea he had a Wikipedia page.
Wow.
And so we started going down the Wikipedia
A lot of
page.
history there, man.
Yeah. And no, it wasn't even that long, bro. It was like, you know, did you know that Texmaniacs have a Wikipedia?
I believe so.
Yeah. Who handles that? Do you?
I have no idea.
I think maybe somebody from the Smithsonian. Maybe it might have been.
I
Something.
thought it was generated by the internet, man.
I have no idea. I hear that people can actually go into Wikipedia and edit stuff
Yeah.
that aren't even part of the band or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So what we did with Roberto, we had a segment called Verdad o Mentira, right there, and Verdad o Mentira with Max Baca, Los Texmaniacs here today. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
So we're gonna see if there's
see.
any.
If it's the verdad or mentira.
Pues si es neta, carnal, I mean, you know, because you know, sometimes they put like, you know, fictitious shit, right?
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going through the Wikipedia. It says the Texmaniacs is a conjunto band created by Max Baca in 1997.
Verdad.
¿Verdad? Okay.
All right.
In 2010, Los Texmaniacs won a Grammy Award for Tejano Album of the Year, Borders and Bailes
Yes, verdad.
All right, ¿verdad?
Órale.
Members
So far, so
include Max Baca, Bajo Sexto, of course. And I'm surprised there isn't a Max Baca Wikipedia, bro. Because that's what I was looking for. I wanted to
what
know
we
your
were looking for.
history. You know, I want to know about you, you know. Josh Baca on accordion, Noel Hernandez on electric bass, and Lorenzo Martinez on the drums.
Well, that's in between. That's
Okay.
verdad and
So it's
No,
we have a drummer. His name is Chris Rivera, and he played 15 years with Ruben Ramos,
okay.
and now he's been with the Texmaniacs. What, 4 years now? About 4 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lorenzo Martinez isn't on there anymore.
Well, Lorenzo Martinez is the original drummer. Okay.
Okay.
And
he's got a Wikipedia page.
yeah.
You click on it, he's got a damn Wikipedia page.
And great musician from Los Angeles, California.
Órale.
And he recorded on all our albums, our Smithsonian albums and stuff. And but it's hard to, after the pandemic and all that, and it's hard to fly him in for all the gigs and so forth. And so we use him on certain gigs. And of course, Chris is the drummer.
Órale.
He's the drummer. And Lorenzo will come in, he'll play vihuela and he'll sing and play guitarón on some acoustic
Yeah.
stuff. And,
but that Wikipedia page of Lorenzo, that's not our Lorenzo Martinez. That's somebody else.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just highlighted because it's
Just
some
highlight
other.
it because it's a name.
Órale. All right. It says Los Texmaniacs have collaborated with various artists from different genres, including Rick Trevino.
yes.
All right, Rick Trevino. How's Rick Trevino, man? Have you
Man,
talked to
he's
him
doing
lately?
good. We just did a gig together. We do gigs together. He'll come in and we'll back him up. And where was it? In Roscoe, Texas, for 4th of July. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was nice, man.
He was back in the '90s when the Tejano thing was going. He was one of those country guys.
Oh man, he had a record deal with Columbia Records, man, and man, he was on top. Man.
Yeah, man. I remember, and they tried Emilio going into that the Capitol record. So
That's right.
they were trying to change. They were trying to work some of the Tejano artists into country, right?
Right. But Rick was on the he had a
big time,
full blown record
Yeah.
deal with man.
And it was country, not Tejano, but it was country like in Espanol, right? He would sing in Spanish también.
He did some
Later.
but it was mostly English.
It sounded like George Strait singing El Rey.
Yeah.
Yo sé bien que estoy afuera.
Man, Rick, in my opinion, man, his voice is like one of the best.
Yeah.
It's just right on the pitch, man.
When he's on
right
the mic, bro, sounds freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Flaco Jimenez.
Verdad.
Flaco Jimenez, all right. ¿Qué dice Flaco, carnal?
I just talked to him yesterday, man. We were at the show, man. Afterwards, Freddie Martinez was sitting in front of the stage there, and so I went to go say hello, and Carlos Guzman, and I called Flaco, man, and I passed the phone over to, and he lo saludó, y todo, real nice, man. Yeah.
¿Dónde está Flaco? ¿Eh? ¿Vive en San Anto?
He's in San Antonio, man. He's 83, and he's they just gave him another award, man. As a matter of fact, now in September, they're going to have a 10-foot bronze statue of Flaco in downtown the Market Square.
That is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Man, isn't it interesting? We got some amazing, iconic, legendary musicians that are past 80 already. You know, you got Little Joe, Ruben Ramos,
Yeah.
Flaco Jimenez. I mean, these guys, if you get an opportunity to go see them, folks, go see them.
Oh, yeah, man.
Because, man, they're up there in age and
Pioneers.
pioneers, man. I'd like to have Little Joe and Ruben here one of these days on our show, man, because I really know. I remember Joe telling me that he grew up in Temple, Texas, and he was born in a garage in a place they would call La Tacuachera. And I asked him, why did they call it La Tacuachera? Because when it would rain, it would flood and the tacuaches would come out. And stuff. That's what he told me back in like the early 2000s when I interviewed him. But he's got an amazing story. He's got a book as well, también, Little Joe. Yes. Also says here, Los Lobos. You've worked with Los Lobos.
Yes.
Man, how did that happen? Or what was the whole idea with that? And how long ago was that?
We collaborate with them from, just not too long ago. We did a Super 7 thing. But I met Los Lobos, of course, when I used to play with the Texas Tornadoes. I played with Freddie, Flaco, Augie, and Doug for 10 years, man.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And we would do shows with Los Lobos.
Yeah.
And that's how we became friends and stuff.
Yeah. Man, about the Texas Tornadoes, bro. I saw them after Doug Somm had passed away.
Yeah.
And Sean had taken over. I
Yeah.
saw them at a 4th of July picnic with Little Joe.
Yeah.
And it was the Thunderbirds. It was Asleep at the Wheel, the Thunderbirds with Kim Wilson on a harp, on harmonica. Pesado el vato, bro. Amazing. And then it was Sean Sam and the Texas Tornadoes, and they put on a hell of a show, bro.
Yeah, they were.
It's just I'm sad that they're not together doing it again. I know they had a little falling out and stuff. Sean and Augie and because I had called Sean because I wanted to bring him down, and then he said that he got his own little band together and doing something else, and then I called Augie, and Augie said, "No, man, we had nothing to do with it," and this and that, and I was like, man, it's a shame because the Texas Tornadoes should still be still be out there right now, right?
Yeah, I believe so too, man. I don't know what happened there, man. I guess what I heard, was that Flacco and Augie had got invited to be a special guest with someone else in San Angelo, and they had promoted it, whatever the guy's name was, featuring Flacco, Jimenez, Augie Myers of the Texas Tornadoes, and Sean got upset about that, and I guess they had a falling out, whatever, and it didn't.
Man, I kind of freak out with, like, to me that seems petty, to just be able to, they should still find a way to get it together and perform. And how was it playing with the Texas Tornadoes back when you were with them in their heyday, right?
Yeah, man. When we were on top, man, we were on top of the world there, man.
Hey, but baby, que pasó, and all those tunes, man.
It was the original Texas Tornadoes, man, and with Freddie Fender.
Wow.
With Doug Sam, Augie Myers and Flacco, man. And I toured with them for 10 years. And we had a run there. I mean, we were playing football stadiums, man, and we're touring with Brooks and Dunn.
I know, dude.
And, really, awesome shows, man. And once Doug passed away, it wasn't the same anymore. And then shortly after that, Freddie.
Why wasn't it the same after Doug? Was he kind of like the matriarch or the patriarch of the whole group?
Yeah, he was the one that put it all together. He was the brains, behind it and stuff. So he owned the name and everything. So
yeah.
And then of course Freddie was the draw, man. And Flacco and Augie, but so it was an experience, man.
The simplicity of that music is just, it comes from like, what was the name of Doug Sam's band back in the
Sir
day?
Douglas Quintet.
The Sir Douglas Quintet, where they had, She's About a Mover.
Yeah, Mendocino.
Mendocino.
Yeah.
Man, that's the city in California, right? That's what the song's about,
and those
right?
songs, really, like, weed. She's About a Mover is just like a chant. It's like a polka, man. Chant.
Yeah.
She's about a mover.
That's the style that Doug Sam actually brought it together, right? It's like his own unique style. Where did he get that, I wonder?
Well, and then Augie Myers came in, and Augie Myers was the first one to bring in from Europe a Vox organ. Exactly. So they put all that together, and that was, and Doug, man, he had the talent to put chemistry together.
Yeah.
So he figured, to put him and Augie, of course, and then to bring in Freddie Fender, and then to bring in Flacco, man. And it was like, wow. It was just,
And what made them bring you in?
Well, I've known Flacco since I was about 7 years old.
So that was a connection right there with Flacco.
And my idol bajo sexto player was he passed away, but his name was Oscar Tellez. And he played with Flacco. He played with Mingo Saldivar. He was just Pavo Reales. He was just the greatest bajo sexto player, man.
Yeah,
he was so cool, man. And
what was his name again?
Oscar Tellez.
Oscar Tellez. Is he still around?
No, he passed away in 2002, I think.
Okay.
And man, he was just awesome. So he was the original bajo player for the Texas Tornadoes, man. And then I guess they went to Japan, and he got left behind. Andaba crudo.
Cuando no.
And so he got left behind, and so when they came back, they couldn't find him, man. He was disappeared. He stayed in Chicago for about 6 months.
Wow.
So when they were touring through Albuquerque, my hometown at the time, and Flacco called me and said, "Hey, bring your bajo, man." So I brought the bajo and we played, man. And then the next day, after the show, Doug said, "Hey, man, you want to do the tour with us?" I said, "Yeah, man."
Jesus.
So I got a big break right there, man.
Did you get any butterflies in your stomach when they said that, bro?
So I just had to pack up and fly out the next day, man. And I did a whole tour with them for about 2 weeks, man. We ended up doing, California, and then we went and did the presidential inaugural ball, Bill Clinton. And it was awesome, man.
Wow, milestones, man, right there and then, quick.
And Freddie, man, Freddie told me, man, after the second show, he's all, just because, Flacco, man, don't think you're just going to come in here and be a Texas Tornado. He told me. And I was like, oh.
And who was that, Augie?
Freddie.
Freddie Fender?
Yeah. And so then Flacco looked at me and goes, And then after the second show, he had the sound guy record it, and then he listened to it, and then the next day they called me for a meeting. All four guys, man, and then they said, "Hey, well, we like the way you play. Welcome to the Texas Tornadoes, man." So,
wow. Are you on the? I know there's like some film out there of him at the Austin City Limits. Are you in that one? Are you on that one?
I did.
It's Freddie Fender and Doug Sahm.
I did the last Austin City Limits.
Okay, so you're on there. It should be on YouTube, man. I got to check that
I think
out.
so, yeah.
Yeah. So you mentioned you had a connection with Flaco since you were 7 years old. How in the world did that happen?
Well, when me and my brother, we had our own band, but
well, first of all, how old are you right now?
I'm 55.
55. So 7, it was probably like 75?
Yeah, it was in the 70s.
75, bro, 74.
And so the only place we could get conjunto music in Albuquerque was Lubbock. That was the closest. And then Flaco would go play there. All the conjuntos would go play at a place called El Fronterizo in Lubbock.
And how far was that from Albuquerque? About 4 hours?
About 6 hours.
6 hours? That's
6
still
hours.
a little ride out there.
Yeah, so we'd go for the whole weekend, and we saw Flaco one time on Austin City Limits or Saturday Night Live or something, and my dad said, "Hey, boys, come here. He goes, I'm going to take you to see that guy play one day, man." And sure enough, he did. And so then we got to meet Flaco. And
at 7 years old?
At 7 years old, man. I was just... Wow, man, I would stand in front of the stage and just intrigued,
Were you already playing some sort of instrument?
I was. I started playing when I was 5.
And how did that happen? Like
My dad was an accordion player.
Orale?
My dad was an accordion player, man, and he had a Max Baca y su Conjunto Norteño.
Wow.
And it was cool because he would dress up. The band would dress up with black pants, boots, and then chaleco, brown chalecos, cowboy hats, and gun holsters. So that was his thing,
Puro Second Amendment, papa?
No, claro. The right to bear arms.
like the cowboy days, And that was his, he'd get on stage and play like that, So, but he had a accordion, he had saxophone, like a norteño style bajo sexto, bass and stuff. And as a matter of fact, in 1967. There was a place called the Calderon Ballroom in Phoenix. There was a mano a mano with Pepe Maldonado, Max Baca, and Tony La Rosa.
Wow. Yeah. Imagine being at that show then with a phone recording, right? Imagine.
And so my dad won. He won it, man. He won the first place on that trophy,
dude.
whatever.
That is awesome, man.
So that's how I got into the music.
It's in your blood.
Well, I started playing the accordion when I was 5 years old, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I knew 2 songs. I knew La Polka de Monterrey and In the Mood.
That's incredible.
Glenn Miller's In the Mood, Well, I didn't do that part. I just do, I did that. But, 5 years old, sitting down on a chair.
I'd be blown away. Wow.
So that's how I got started, man, in the accordion. And then when I was about 7, my dad took us to see Flaco. And then I saw Oscar Ortegas playing the bajo sexto, man, and I said, that's what I want to do. It was so cool, man. He was smooth and stuff. And so that's how we got the connection with Flaco, And every time Flaco would tour through Albuquerque, he'd come to the house and stay and stuff. And
how cool is that, dude? That Flaco would come over to the house and just hang out and stay, man. Golly. So, with Flaco, I mean, how was it when he'd go hang out at your house? I mean, he just like you and your dad would jam out all night, or
jam all,
buy some beer? Because Flaco, if you got beer, he'll play all night.
Oh, he'd go, man. For 2-3 days straight, man.
Yeah.
But no, he just was just a humble guy, man, and we would jam out and stuff, and then eventually, so many years later, the Texas Tornadoes come along, and then they asked me to.
And you're on there, and you're with them until Doug Sahm passes away. And what happened at that moment that Doug Sahm passed away? What was
Well, we
all got the news, and
yeah, it was pretty sad, man. And we still toured, without Doug. It was just Freddie, Flaco.
Who took over Doug's part?
At first, we had a guy named Leroy Parnell.
Okay.
And then we toured in Europe, and then it just, and then after that, man, it just,
But as far as being like the patriarch of the band, who did it go to Augie, or did it go to Freddie, or who was?
I would say Augie.
Augie.
Yeah, I would say Augie. Yeah. And but it just wasn't, Doug wasn't there. He was the guy that led everybody, man. He was a leader, man. And
he was the inspiration, man.
He was just
the spiritual leader, man.
Yeah, man.
Wow, man, that's incredible. And then, so what year did that happen? Doug Sahm passed away.
It was 99, I think.
99. Yeah. And you had already started the Texmaniacs, because it says here that it was 1997.
Yeah, I started in 97, just locally. I lived in Austin at that time.
So that was like a side gig from the Texas Tornadoes.
Yeah. I didn't get really serious with the Texmaniacs till like 2004. We recorded our first album called Tex-Mex Groove, and I had Augie on there, Flaco on it, and Los Lobos.
Yeah.
And they came and did She's About a Mover.
Yeah. Did being, obviously being with the Texas Tornadoes got the attention of these guys like Los Lobos.
Oh, yeah.
Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones, you did something with the Rolling Stones too, didn't you?
I sure did. I recorded one track, me and Flaco, on Voodoo Lounge was the name of the album. And I recorded on the song Sweethearts together.
Where did you do that? In Austin or where?
That was in Hollywood.
In Hollywood.
So A&M Studios.
A&M Studio. Oh, that's Herb Alpert's place, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. He's a great guy,
It was
man.
a trip, man. I was playing with Flaco. Me and Flaco were on tour with a band called the Rock Angels. And it was just me and Flaco. We were just touring with these guys, man. And so we played at a club called Luna Park.
And was it a straightforward conjunto, or was it Texas Tornadoes type of stuff?
It was just different. Yeah, me and Flaco did the conjunto stuff.
Orale.
And those guys, they did rock and roll and blues and stuff. So it was kind of cool, man. So we just blended in with those guys.
Awesome.
And so we were playing that night, and then we got a phone call backstage from Don Was. And he's the...
Holy moly, Don Was, dude.
Yeah, he was the producer that produced the album.
Yeah.
And so they gave me the phone, man, and he said, "Yeah, we were interested in having Flaco come in and do a track on the Rolling Stones." And so Flaco was sitting there, and I told Flaco, and he said, "Yeah, man, sure, man." And he got the phone, and he talked to Don Was, and then he says, "Yeah, man, I can do it, man. I have my bajo sexto player, Max Baca, and if you're looking for that Tex-Mex sound, the bajo sexto and the accordion together," he goes, "We want him to come tomorrow into the studio." And so Flaco said, "Okay." And so, we showed up the next day to the studio, man, and I was like,
holy,
so
who
nervous,
was there?
man.
Was Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, were they there?
They both were there, man.
Oh my God.
All four of them were there, actually.
Talk
man.
about butterflies. Oh, shit, I'm not
forget
worthy.
So when we were walking into the studio session, Charlie Watts and
The drummer who just passed away,
and
81.
and Ronnie Woods, they were walking out with their wives. They were walking out of the studio, and they just shook our hands.
Their young wives.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm only 60 years older than her, Chop.
That's it, bro. And so, they was like,
She's
"Hello.
25.
Hello, Max. Hello, whatever, Flaco, whatever. And we shook their hands on the way in, and they were coming out. So when we got into the control room, well, Mick was sitting right there, and he stood up, and
Is Mick a tiny little guy?
super tiny, man.
He weighs like 90 pounds, doesn't he?
Yeah, I would say even 80 pounds. Real thin, man, short.
All of them are like,
They're thin, man.
they're all the same, man. How do they do that, man? And then they look at us. Esos otros se comen tamales y la chingada. Nosotros vamos a tocarte la boca.
Puro party.
So then, brother, you went in there?
So then I see Mick Jagger, and I'm like, and he shakes my hand, Flaco's hand, and Keith was sitting over there in the corner smoking a cigarette and drinking coffee, man. And so when I got the bajo sexto out, he saw it, man. His eyes went like the cartoons where the light balls go out like that.
Whose eyes?
Keith Richards.
Keith Richards, yeah, because he loves guitar, man. That guy's a guitar guy. Yeah.
So he came up to me, he goes, "Hey, man, what is that?" And I said, "It's a bajo sexto." And he goes, "Wow, that's beautiful, man. Can I see it?" And I said, "Sure." So I gave him the bajo, man, and he was smoking a cigarette. And so that cigarette was just all the way to the...
Estaba la ceniza colgando como tres pies y la chingada. Está nomás el filtro colgando.
And so he had it in the corner of his mouth like that, and he's looking at it, and boom, it falls. And it right on the top of the bottle.
Oh, no.
And so I still have the burn spot there.
Oh my God.
I'm never gonna fix that again.
I wouldn't.
You should have had him sign the burn spot,
Yeah,
bro.
Oh, my
he
goodness.
just like, I'm sorry. He wiped like that, and then he looked at it, man, goes, and he tried to play it, and then I said, well, it's tuned in fourths. So then he managed to get the accordions. All, wow, this thing sounds amazing, man. And he goes, we sell it. And I said, oh man, well, my dad gave me that, when.
Hijo de
Oh, my
su.
God.
And then he goes, well, I really like to have this, man. He goes, just name your price. He told me, man, name your price. And so I looked over at Flaco, and Flaco just kind of shrugged his shoulders and like, I don't know, and I was thinking like, what, 20,000 or what, And so he goes, I get it, sentimental value. Your dad gave me that. He goes, name your price, man. He told me 3 times, man. And I didn't sell it.
Le hubieras dicho
Oh my God.
Le hubieras dicho un millón, carnal. Algo así, no. So you didn't sell it. You still have it then.
I still have it. So then, we recorded the song and everything was cool, man. And when I got home from the tour, I told my dad, And my dad goes, pendejo.
Oh, man.
He goes, we could have bought the factory.
man.
So, anyways, but that's a true story. Right
That's
there, man.
crazy, dude. And so, if you want to hear Max and Flacco on that track, it's on the Voodoo Lounge album, Rolling Stones, man.
Sweethearts
Incredible.
Together.
And Don Was is the guy. If you ever see like they're doing like I saw the last time I saw him. They were having like an Allman Brothers tribute, and so they had all these musicians playing. And he's usually the guy when they have like a band. He's the guy on bass
Yes.
that's
Or
like
upright.
handling everything. He's got a weird hat, long dreadlocks, and beard, and he looks very mysterious.
Yeah.
And I just recently saw him on a video with Ricky Munoz from Intocable,
Yes.
who went over there, and they're doing some sort of
Produced
project.
an album.
They produced an album, and I was like, man, Ricky Munoz, man, that dude must have some money to be going and talking to these cats over there, because ese vato no cuesta cualquier cosa, ¿verdad? Para tener producer, ¿verdad?
That's true, man. Yeah.
Don Was, ladies and gentlemen. We'll
Produces Sheryl Crow. I mean, you name it, man.
well, he's one of the, and he's been around for a long time, bro. So, wow, man, that is an interesting story, man. Rolling Stones, Max Baca's first cousin. It says, it says here, King Montana.
Uh-huh.
Is that another?
He's my cousin.
Okay.
He's my cousin, and he's
And it says Tecoloso too. Tecolo, also known as Tecoloso. Oh, it says King Montana, also known as Tecoloso, is Max Baca's first cousin on his mother's side of the family.
yes.
Okay, that is verdad.
Oh, wow.
And he's a rapper, and he's in a wheelchair.
Okay.
So he's got this. What is it?
It says here King Montana is a Grammy-nominated disabled Latin rap artist, songwriter from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yes.
Okay, that is verdad. All right.
And I remember when he was when I was still living in Albuquerque, he came up to my studio one time, and his dad dropped him off just to hang out, and I was recording some project, whatever, and he says, man, he goes, I want to be a rapper. And I said, really? And he goes, yeah, man, that's my dream. And so after I finished the session, I said, do you have anything to, he goes, I wrote a song that I want, So I gave him the microphone, I put him the headphones on, man, and he just blushed, and so then I went into the control room, and I got a beat, I had a drum machine there, and I made a little beat, man, and he rapped to that, man. That was the Brown Superman. Was the first,
right here. That's what it says here.
Yeah.
Wow. And it says it's contributed songwriting to Max Baca's Texas. So he has helped you, or he has wrote some songs for you guys?
Well, he contributed on a cumbia that I wrote called Mentirosa.
Órale.
Yeah. And so now he's I'm proud of him, man. He's got record deals with some major companies and stuff, man. He wrote a book, In My Shoes. It's the name of the book. Right?
Wow, that's awesome. We got to look him up, ladies and gentlemen. We'll put the link to his
Yes.
information on the description after we're done with the show. On the early beginnings and influences, it says Max Baca was born and raised in Albuquerque. His grandfather was an amateur accordion player. Your grandfather?
Yeah, he had brought an accordion from the war, I think, World War One.
Okay.
And he would just play there, in the house or whatever. And then my dad's the one that took.
Yeah, it says here his father, Max Baca Sr., played accordion in his own band. At age 5, Max started learning accordion. Man, Wikipedia is right.
Wow.
Whoever's writing this stuff. When he was 12, Baca and his brother Jimmy formed their own group from Albuquerque, New Mexico, Los Hermanos Baca.
That's right.
So how's Jimmy doing, man?
My brother's good, man. He's back home, and he don't play that much anymore, But
Is he older than you?
Yeah, he's 5 years older, and that's my nephew Josh's father.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you in a little bit when we go to Josh.
They just recorded a song. As a matter of fact, my nephew went to visit him in Albuquerque, and they got my brother out of retirement and to sing a song. Then. So we're gonna finish it up.
Well, put it on YouTube, dude.
Yeah,
share it with all of us. We want to see that stuff, bro. That's awesome. The band had hit after hit in the Land of Enchantment, to include Hey Baby Que Pasó, an original from the Texas Tornadoes.
Augie Myers, yes.
The members, Jimmy Baca accordion and vocals, Max Baca bajo sexto and vocals, Lee Ray Romero Jr. bass guitar,
Yes.
and Carl Lee Lucero on drums.
Yeah.
All right.
My primo, yeah.
And in 2010, Los Texmaniacs won the Grammy Award for Best Tejano Album. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we did hashtag PVT. Verdad o mentira. The Wikipedia, and it seems like it's all pretty good and pretty correct. If you go to Wikipedia, ladies and gentlemen, you want to find out more about this guy. So what else has been going on with you guys? Are y'all still recording? Are y'all recording some new stuff? Have y'all released any new stuff? Or
We're about to release a new album in 2023. We just recorded a new album for the Smithsonian, and we had a special guest come in and sing with us, La Marisol from La Santa Cecilia.
yeah,
So she came in and sang, and it's all traditional, Mexican roots songs. You know?
yeah,
Just the old
the culture
songs,
culture
man.
stuff.
It came out beautiful, man, and we're just about to release it now in 2023. So yeah, it's we're looking forward to that, and then we're doing some other stuff with Texmaniacs with Peter Rowan. We've been in the Free Mexican Air Force. We've been kind of touring with him, and we did an album that's going to come out next year with him as well. And that one's just like an Americana. Really cool because he's a legendary. He just got the legendary Bluegrass Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And so combining his style into the Tex-Mex, it's pretty cool.
You know, that's doing that stuff. It's just like going back to the Rolling Stones that wanted you to go in there, do the bajo, and Flaco do accordion. I think that's what's kept those guys so relevant all this for so many years is because they're not afraid to, experiment.
Yes.
If you listen to the Rolling Stones album, there's always a different style or element to every album.
Yes.
And they just go with the flow. When they did the Some Girls in the late 70s, it had a little disco flavor. So they're always adopting to what's current. And then they fuse a lot of different stuff, man.
And that's a beautiful thing, Rock, man, because Texmaniacs, that's what we like to do. We like to collaborate, in different styles because, right now the guys in the band, we're at, I feel this is where we're supposed to be right now, man.
Yeah.
We have Noel Hernandez, from Rio Grande Valley here on bass, and he's a phenomenal musician, man.
Well, we'll bring him in a little bit. We're going to talk to Josh in a bit, but let's go to Jax and see what they're saying on the chat zone. Because I'm sure we have a lot of fans on this Sunday afternoon hanging out with us. How is it going, man?
We got a lot of fans hanging out with us, of course, and I'm going to give them some shout-outs, Rock. I got Angel Martinez from Clovis, New Mexico. Saludos.
Órale, New Mexico, papá, asústame.
Julio Angon, saludos from Austin. And he says, ask Max about his book. We will ask him right now. Efren Hernandez, Austin, Texas. Mario Flores from Far, Texas. Josh Rodriguez, Richmond, Texas. Triple P from San Antonio, Dario Puig from Grand Prairie, Texas, Efren Hernandez, Bobby Hernandez from Midland, Sal in the house, Mike Castilleja, and saludos to Carlsbad, New Mexico. And we got some questions too.
Before you say that, those are new names that I don't recognize. I know Dario and Sal in the house, but there's some names on there that you're mentioning.
Isaac Olivo 13 says, Miss Rally, is there any way I can get my first ever hashtag PBT shout out? Yes, you may. Shout out and what's up? Thank you for hanging out with us.
That's awesome, man. We got an audience from New Mexico.
We got people from New Mexico tuning in.
Ahorita está Walter White y Pinkman en chinga watchando el show.
Haciendo chingo de mesa ahí.
Están en la pinche Winnebago ahorita.
They actually in New Mexico they actually just erected. I'm sorry, I didn't mean no.
They just erected
some statues of them.
Se fue Dr. Tease para allá para arriba.
No, man. Bien erected, no, Dr. T.
So okay, what did they say they're erecting over there?
They erected
Otra vez con erected tú, carnal. ¿Qué pasó,
Too many erections going on in this section.
Yeah.
They made some statues of Walter White.
Oh yeah, they did.
And Jesse Pinkman.
I bet you these guys know the hotel, the stores, all the film spots, the house.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
When I was younger, there was a drive-by there, man. You do a drive-through. I mean, yeah, whatever you want.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
We're at the motel or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, se guachaba medio Siri como los que me gustaban a mí más antes, carnal.
Old.
Quitaban la prostituta de afuera.
Oh my God.
Hey, what did I just say? Whatever you want.
What about the house? Like Pinkman's house. I want to go to Pinkman's house.
Me too.
Right?
Oh,
It's in the corner, right?
You ain't gonna
house.
believe this, man. But one of those houses was my dad's. He was renting it to a renter, man.
Uh-huh.
And then the next thing you know, we're watching Cops, And there was a raid. There was a raid in that house. And
Yeah.
that was the one my dad owned, man. And
Yeah.
he ended up selling it, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, man, that show Breaking Bad, Josh, you're from over there, man. I bet, and you're the age. How old are you, Josh?
I'm 31. I just turned 31 last week.
So,
Monday.
man, that whole show was right up your alley, man. As far as
Yeah.
age and demo and all that, huh?
Yeah, it was when I started watching it, man. They captured the fashion, the way they talk, like the. How do I say this? The white kids. The way white kids talk.
Hey, I'm gonna go get me some of that
Yeah,
cheddar,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then all the Mexicanos and like the way the movie, the season went, they really captured Albuquerque, the way Albuquerque. The doghouse, that's like a really famous like go-to spot in Albuquerque. All the
Dude,
kids hang out.
that show put Albuquerque on the map with, you know, but dude, I binge watched the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
It took me like 2 weekends, but
Yeah.
and I didn't get out of my bedroom. I was just watching. I couldn't stop watching the show. It was fantastic, man.
Believe it or not, that is really on point, that show.
Yeah.
Exactly the way it is.
Is it pretty heavy over there, man? What's
Pretty
going
heavy,
on,
man.
man? And
Pretty
what's the name of the chicken place? The Pollos.
Pollos Hermanos.
Pollos Hermanos, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw this video where some guy goes to all the film spots. So he
Yes,
goes to the
yeah.
Pollos Hermanos is like it's a Mexican restaurant.
It's a
I think.
Mexican restaurant now.
New Mexican.
New Mexican, yeah. Yeah. So Josh, man, so you're Max's nephew, right?
Yes, I'm Max's
His
nephew.
dad is the one that was with Max before, and so did you? Because man, when I saw you play accordion, dude, oye, vato, te despeinas, carnal. I mean, you are one hell of an accordion player, bro.
Thanks, brother.
How long
Appreciate
have you been playing? When did you pick up the accordion, dude?
it. I've been playing accordion since I was about 5 years old.
También, oye, puro 5-year-old acá, puro pinche toddler musician acá, carnal.
Yeah, no, you gotta start them early. You know what I mean?
Chingao, man. ¿Y entonces, dude?
Yeah, well, growing up, I saw my father and my uncle play with their band, Los Hermanos Baca. So going back to, I was going to mention, Max, my uncle said that he started the band in 97. He started the name Texmaniacs in 97. But before that, it was Los Hermanos Baca.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much the same music that we're playing now. But with my dad on accordion and singing, my uncle.
Wow, man! I got a picture here that Max just gave me. You need to send it to me so we can put it when I create episodes.
Yeah.
For the show, I like to add pictures and stuff.
I'll send it to you.
But that is awesome, man.
Josh at 5 years old there.
5 years old, dude, with the accordion. So you've been playing. You caught on,
See, they
man.
could probably catch it right here.
Yeah, hold on. Let me put yours on the.
Oh, there's a
That's glare.
The glare.
Bring it down.
Yeah.
Just
Turn it like sideways. Ándale así.
Like-
No.
Yeah, we're just.
Yeah.
Just send it to him. You see your
Yeah, yeah,
fingerprints.
I'll send it to you.
Ahí está todo el taco smudge y la chingada, el burrito que comió en la mañana. Taco smudge. Yeah. And so I was going to ask you because Texmaniacs, you had Farias, didn't you? You had Farias playing with you. Was that before Josh?
Yeah. What happened was I had the first accordion player his name was Michael Guerra, and he ended up going and playing with the Mavericks. So he was the accordion player for the Mavericks, and when Michael quit, I was at the Tejano Music Awards, and David Farias was at the Tejano Music Awards, and he came up to me, hey, compadrito, ¿cómo estás? And I go, yeah, and he goes, what's wrong, man? I said, well, I'm just my accordion player just quit, and he goes, hey, my brothers just fired me. He goes,
Holy moly.
Gosh.
and I said, well, come, you want to play with me, man? He goes, yeah, man. So
Oye, los Farias es otro pedo, ¿verdad? Esos guys en la family affair, carnal. No, hombre, cállate.
yeah, they're
Están
brawlers. man.
pesados, vato. Les gustan los chingazos a los vatos. No.
So and I don't even know what it was about or what, man.
Yeah.
But it's family. It's
Pues
family
sí,
thing, so.
it happens, man. When it's because it's not just a musician thing; it's a business thing.
Yeah.
And when there's business involved, man, there's going to be some sometimes some things that happen and it breaks up. But I remember going to their house, their mom and dad's house, one time to watch the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Because they're big Cowboy fans, right?
yeah.
And there was a picture on the wall, and it was their dad and all of them, right, los hermanos, and they all had afros, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, oye, vato, Jackson 5 de San Antonio, qué chingada. We all started cracking up, man. But, man, a bunch of Jaime Farias, all those guys, man.
Yeah.
So,
Compadrito David, man, he ended up coming in the band, and he played for 7 years with Texmaniacs. And then after 7 years, he said, hey, Compadrito, you know what? I'm gonna go back with my brothers. I said, okay, man, no problem. And then that's when I got my nephew, Josh. And,
Wow, and Josh was ready, man. You were ready, Josh.
yeah, because he had been playing at that time. He moved from Albuquerque. He was like 16, and he started playing with Grupo Vida after Sonny's.
Sonny got out.
After
Sonny Sauceda?
Yeah, after he got out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, y Sonny también está desgraciado para la accordion también, bro. Pero no, Josh, when I saw you in San Benito, dude, I was like, a la madre, this guy makes it look easy, dude. Yeah, man, it's like you've got it engraved in you, bro.
Thank you, brother.
It's awesome.
Appreciate that.
We had some questions, right, Jax? Did you say you had some
Yes,
questions?
we do have
Yes.
some questions. From Angel Martinez, it says this one's for Max. He says, who is your favorite Tejano artist right now and your favorite new Tejano song?
Oh my God. Oh.
Los Texmaniacs, El Rancho Grande. Los Texmaniacs, El Rancho Grande.
Ryan el Rancho
todo.
Grande, papá.
Es todo. And
Man,
then
you know,
from
there's so many, man. You know, I mean, Roberto Pulido, David Lee Garza.
No,
I mean,
right now, today.
Oh man, I like them all, man.
Pues no hay muchos new artists tejanos, hay unos
Oh, you
cuantos.
mean, was it a new artist you
it
said?
says,
Yeah,
no,
new
he
one.
says, who is your favorite Tejano artist right now? Like
of all time, right, or what?
I guess right now, who do you like right now? You know what I mean? Like, I guess not like the new ones. Maybe.
Or
I
like,
know-
what are you listening
It's,
to besides?
worded a little weird, but
I mean, I like them all, man.
What have you been listening to lately? Country music, Tejano?
I listen to everything, man.
Yeah.
I listen to everything, man. You know, I was a Creedence Clearwater Revival. That was my all-time favorite.
CCR.
Man.
bro. Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's all the Tejano artists are so good, man. You know, there's different styles. You know, Conjunto. You know, Mingo Saldivar. You know, Tony La Rosa. I mean, there's so many, man. But to say who's my favorite,
No,
I
that cabrón.
can't.
Okay.
I can't really answer that, man. That's because I like them all, man.
Going back
That's
to
good.
CCR, you know, they had that Cotton Fields that turned
Yeah.
into a cumbia.
oh really?
Yeah, when I was a little
Oh,
bitty
that
baby, my
one.
mama would rock me in the cradle in them old cotton fields back home.
That's not
Órale.
I'm going to correct you. That's not a CCR.
It's
That's
not. It's an older
That's
song.
a Lead Belly.
Lead Belly Blues guy.
That
Yeah.
way
Yeah,
back
but they
in the
recorded-
day,
see,
but then
You
CCR
have been
recorded it
corrected.
later.
Este vato, man, he's better than me, carnal.
I'm sorry, hey, man. That's
What's-
the Cotton Fields back home. CCR was a pick it got, baby.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Rock.
Yeah, come on, man.
But CCR made it a hit, carnal.
Hey, okay.
There
Well, I'll
you
give
go.
him that. I'll
There
give
you
him
go.
that.
Well, actually, a lot of those bands back then, I mean, Led Zeppelin, freaking Rolling Stones,
They all got that from the
Beatles,
blues
they were
guys,
all the
bro.
blues guys. They were all blues guys. And yeah, man, I can imagine that CCR did the same thing.
Yeah.
But it turned into a cumbia.
cumbia,
Led
raza.
Belly song turned into a cumbia with Ramon Ayala, bro. That's crazy.
We relate to the, you know.
Cuando apenas era un jovencito, mi mamá me decía, mira, mijo,
Un amor no te has de encontrar. O te hago segunda, Cuando apenas era jovencito,
mamá me decía, cuidadito, un amor no de encontrar.
Otra shot.
Ya se me bajó el toque, Dad.
Yeah, any more questions,
We
bro?
got more questions. Yes,
Bro,
we
we
got
got-
Efren Hernandez wants to know, Max, what strings do you use?
I use Macias
Macia
strings.
strings. All right, and he also says, ask him about the AVIA airport. I don't know what that means. Maybe do you know what that means?
AVIA Airport?
Yeah. Albuquerque Airport? I don't know. Maybe
That would
something
be
happened there.
ABQ. ABQ Airport, but I don't know the AVIA.
Oh, I think he misspelled it. Maybe I don't know.
Oh,
But he was
Albuquerque
asking,
Airport?
did something happen in an airport, Max?
know. I don't know.
Okay, never mind that question. Also,
Les dieron un cavity search, carnal. Yo creo.
It was the guy. It was the guy from TC.
Ya le dieron un cavity search un día que hacen. Un pinche, un vato con dedos bien gruesos y a madre. Fingers y la
pinches
chingada.
dedos de carrots. Carrot fingers.
Y de ahí dijo Josh, méteme dos dedos porque quiero un second opinion.
No me ato.
We're cagapalos, bro. Sorry about that, bro.
Oh my God.
It's Sunday. We shouldn't even be talking like that.
I
Cállate.
know.
¿Qué más hay ahí? Did we have-
Michael de los Santos asks, do you remember playing a Mercedes at Casey Hall with Mingo Saldivar?
I do, yes.
Casey Hall? What?
Yeah.
Ahí está. Esa
I
era
used to
la...
love to play with Mingo Saldivar, man. Yeah, it was Mingo's for some reason. he'd keep you on your toes, man.
Yeah.
Real intense, really cool, man. I liked it. Challenge.
Who have you jammed out with lately that's not in the band? You know, like, do you ever get together with somebody, just jam or something, or hang out?
Yeah, always. Like, we just came back from a culture camp in Ithaca, New York.
What is culture camp? Ithaca, New York culture camp. Wow, I want to know about this.
Well, it's we do a lot of folk festivals right around the world, and usually they have we'll do a workshop in the afternoon, explain about our instrument, or if we do a band workshop, explain about Tex-Mex conjunto music.
Awesome, dude.
And sometimes I'll be on stage with another guitar player. It's all strings, about strings. So there's be a violin, a steel guitar player, a cello player, and me and the bajo. And
Instruments from different regions.
yeah, and then we do a workshop together, and then we collaborate and play a song together. But this time it was for like a week, the camp. People camp out, and they just want to experience the different styles of music and go to these workshops. And they're musicians, and there's some that are amateur, there's some that are already pro, but they all go to this camp, man, and it's pretty cool, man. It's really cool. It's all about music, and so that so you find yourself collaborating and jamming out with
all around the world,
a
dude.
guy with a banjo and me on the bajo and an upright, and then Josh comes in on the accordion or whatever, and different styles, man.
Wow, that's
cool.
awesome, man. You guys learn as much as you're teaching. Right? From other stuff, right?
Of course, absolutely.
It's awesome, man. And then who knows, you might bring some of that influence into some of your own original stuff as well.
We definitely do.
Absolutely, yes.
So let's bring some of the other guys in before we go, because you guys got a gig tonight, man. You guys need to go get a little food and stuff. But let's change chairs with Josh and Noel, because Noel, he's a Valley guy, man. He's from the RGV. He performed with, he started with Eli de Reina, and he was part of the Frijoles Románticos. He's one of the most down-to-earth, humble people, musicians I've ever met in my life. He's originally from Ed Couch, Elsa La Villa area, and I'm from Mercedes, but we're not enemies.
Put that out there.
Yeah, because Mercedes y Ed Couch, Elsa, cállate la boca, man. Es un rivalry de los Tigers y los pinches Yellow Jackets, carnal.
That was a thing with us.
Arrímame el micrófono y ponte los headphones para que puedas
so you can hear
oír.
the-
See, that way you can know. Tiene el mismo haircut, el Noel.
I'm gonna try that. ¿Cómo se llama lo que?
El Afra. Afta. Es una cremita Afta. No me está toda madre, bro.
That's his image, though, man. That's his image right there.
That's my image now, too. Mira, guacha como los guachamos, carnal. Todos Mr. Cleans, carnal. Sústame one time.
Hey, y'all can make a Blue Man group. ¿Cómo se llama?
Sí,
The
los que se
tribute
pintan
band.
todos blue.
The tribute band, the Blue Man group. No mames.
Mira, pon los tres,
Oh my
baby. Mira.
goodness. Hold on.
Cállate la boca.
Oh my.
Venga, y el otro, mira nomás.
Hombre, cállate.
We will never be endorsing a hair club for men commercial, right? We'll never do that, ladies and gentlemen. Pero hey, man, it's always good to have you, Noel. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, Rock. Thank you for having us.
Man, always a pleasure. I've been wanting to have you on the show for a long time,
Yes,
and a ver
sir.
cuando te das una vuelta y we'll do a show just with you, because
Sure,
you've got a lot of history as well, bro.
Yeah, we have experienced a lot with the Maniacs. Taking it all over the world.
Sí.
But yeah, a lot of history with my family, my our environment back home,
Sí.
of la música, and
Hey.
I mean, from Gilberto Perez lived like 3-4 miles away from my
Y
house.
Benny Layton. Down 107.
Ruben Vela.
Sí,
and
in Santa Rosa. And that little area, bro.
that whole little area.
Qué loco, ¿no?
Muchos músicos. And then there's
Pioneers,
tons.
bro.
Mhm. Yeah. Ahí en la vía, back in the day, había un señor Signs que he'd make a little dance behind his house. This was in the 40s and 50s. My dad would tell me the story. El Patio Signs. It's Lupe Signs?
Yeah.
It's his family. His
Wow.
dad.
And it was in La Villa.
In La Villa, and it was just a little concrete,
Yeah.
and they would pay, I don't know, like a nickel or a few pennies per dance. So
Yeah.
everybody would sit around, y para bailar you had to pay the band,
Yeah.
the nickel or whatever, and venía, everybody would show up there, man.
That's
Tony La
cool,
Rosa,
It was a tour stop.
yeah, Narciso Martinez, everybody would play. All the pioneers would play there, and
I really appreciate Lupe, keeping this culture alive as well with his show Acordeones de Texas.
absolutely, yeah. I that's something, and you do the same too, brother. And I think that's so important for our culture and to just keeping it moving forward.
I want to bring Lupe in here too, man. I want
That'd
to
be
talk
great.
to him, man, because he kind of started He started the STCA Awards, I think, South
Right.
Texas Conjunto Association Awards.
Right.
He started the association. He really had in mind something to, kind of honor all the accordion and conjunto musicians, because when Tejano was real hot, conjunto was kind of overlooked a little bit.
It was.
Right?
It was. Yes.
And Tejano's come and gone, all these other genres, but conjunto has always been a mainstay since the
Exactly.
40s, dude.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
always there. It's never gonna go away. And then the thing about it is, what's interesting is that conjunto attracts a younger audience more than like Tejano does.
Right.
I mean, you've got these young kids that just want to learn accordion and play conjunto, right?
Absolutely, and it attracts other people of other razas as
Yeah.
well. I was so impressed. One of the first runs I did with Max in Rhode Island, and we played at a festival, and of course Max introduces everybody. And
Rhode Island?
Wow.
These guys in Rhode Island?
That's
We'll be there.
incredible.
We'll be there in a few weeks.
That's about the size of Ed Cauchelsa, no? It's Rhode Island?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
a great festival out there. And
then?
I remember people, we were, signing or just meeting people, and some people came up to me, and there was older white folk. They were like, "So you're from where Narciso Martinez is from?" Like, what are they? I would never expect,
Wow.
Yeah.
people from there knowing of a little bit of our history. But they heard of Tony La Rosa, they heard of Narciso, and of course Flaco and his dad Santiago.
Yeah.
But these people look into it, and they connect with conjunto, because conjunto is the real deal. It's just like the blues,
Yeah.
or like old Western country music. It's
Yeah,
it's a real
and
deal.
it's interesting because the white people in that area, they also have sort of a connection to the accordion because of the German, the German proponent, right?
Yeah.
Or component. Because I like to watch Molly B's.
yeah.
Have you ever seen Molly
Yeah,
B?
yeah.
Dude, I love watching that stuff. And you see the white winter Texans. They're like, what's that? Oh,
Yeah.
you did 2 shows with Molly B?
yeah.
Yeah.
You did, bro?
Yes, yes.
Like, I bet these guys are freaking out that I know who Molly B is, right?
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah, because they do like a
You
pol-
appreciate all kinds of music.
yeah, the Molly, and I can sit and I run into it and I watch it and I can just hang out. And I love watching the older white winter Texan type of people dancing the polkas, and there's all different styles of music on
And
there.
they'll dance la redova or el chotis as well. For them, the huapango is no lo conocen,
Sí.
but they will try to dance it anyway. But
Yeah.
we did the last show. It was some years back. We did Molly B in what was it? Ennis, Texas.
Ennis, Texas, yeah.
South of Dallas.
Where is Molly B's? Where is it from? Where's the home base for
I
Molly
think
B's?
isn't
Is she?
from Minnesota?
She's a young lady. I mean, I saw her. She comes on stage sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. They tour and they film everywhere they go.
Yeah, yeah.
So they filmed that show that we were on. We were like the last band to play. And I remember it was a Sunday, right? Me acuerdo, we were all driving there, and I don't know, I wasn't excited about it, man, for some reason, porque it was East Texas,
Yeah.
I had there was a lot of talk back when I was a kid about East Texas.
Yeah,
right?
that it's kind of like, there's racism and stuff like that going on over there.
I had that impression, right?
Yeah.
Pues llegamos, and after we played, and they were, the músicos that were there also that had played there, they were all checking it out, and I could tell they were enjoying it. The people were dancing and everything. But the musicians were eager to take us to the little bar. It's a big hall, right? Like, imagine Catholic war veterans.
Yeah.
Right?
The
You know
little
how they
bar
had
in the
a little
back.
bar?
Yeah,
Así,
yeah.
igual. So they took us to the bar. It's like, and they brew their own beer. This is a Czech. They're all Czech. It's not German.
Czechoslovakians. Oh,
They're from Czech. And they brew their amazing beer. And we went to the bar, man, and there was a drum set, there was a bass amp, there was a tuba, a piano, and everybody played accordion, bro. And they wanted us to back them up, and they wanted to play sube y baja, tragos amargos. They were. I was tripping because
I remember that.
They were ready to jail with us, man. And I'll tell you one thing, man. One guy that was there reminded me so much of my brother Gilbert, the oldest in my family. He's the one that kind of like started me out. He showed me the bass line to accompany a polka and stuff like, and he plays great accordion. Yeah, ahí estaba un cuate de mi carnal, man. Like the same vibe. He would give you a beer, te la abría. That's my brother, like that. And this guy was the same thing. He never wanted to stop playing, man.
You know what?
It was amazing experience, with those people.
Molly B's, bro.
Yeah.
Polka parties.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Molly B's polka parties, it's called.
Yeah.
And you know what freaks me out when I see those shows is that the people don't sit down. se acaba la rola and they stay standing on the dance floor como cuando vamos a ver Duelo Intocable la chica. We don't know para qué sentarnos, vamos a quedar tequila, siguiente rola sigue, or we go see a conjunto dance.
They want to dance.
Yeah, they're there. They don't get off. So it reminded me a lot of our same culture,
It's the same.
bro.
Yeah.
It's the same.
It's crazy, bro.
It there at Molly B's when we did that show, I mean, the people dancing reminded me of my family. My parents, my dad he was farmer, with their cowboy hats and las señoras con sus vestidos. It reminded me of like our raza.
So interesting how Narciso Martinez picked up that accordion and from the German
Influence,
and just created his own style and then just it morphed into a lot of different types of music. Tejano, all kinds of stuff.
He was the first to incorporate the bajo sexto. That's where the bajo sexto, Narciso, and then the bajo sexto. So that changed us from the Germans, because the Germans didn't have a bajo sexto. They did accompaniment themselves with the accordion on this side,
Yeah.
And then when we put the bajo sexto, then it was like, oh wow, it's different, It sounds different, man. And then even later on, they added an upright bass, and then eventually a drum set, and then even later on, the Beto Villa with the horns and the saxophones and then it kind of just took off from there.
And also, now that I'm thinking of it, I mean, there's some of the shows, there's some of the bands that have tuba, like banda.
Yeah.
So it's like bandas. It influenced the bandas as well, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's crazy how it all morphs into it all comes from the same kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you were saying it earlier, man, about Tejano music, how the conjunto music kind of just got separated or whatever, but
got put on the side.
But it in all reality, Tejano music comes from the conjunto, man.
Yeah,
it started.
It's just a different. They had keyboards and they had like Roberto
Modernized
Pulido
it.
that was here with us. He added the saxophone to the accordion, and it was really interesting that it was never really done back then. And it came out with this unique sound, and I think that all comes from the Hispanic culture absorbing different genres of music, not just one style.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
listen. That's like when you go see do those presentations, and you all have all kinds of strings and everything. You absorb it all. Like when I asked you about music earlier, you said you listen to everything, and we do, and that's how you evolve into what you guys do, man. I mean, fantastic.
Music. It osmosis it works with music, man.
Yeah,
it really
does, bro.
It really does, man.
Wow, oye, la palabrota de esas osmosis, cállate la boca, chera, güey.
Se me quedó algo.
Es puro diploma de Caché, ¿sabes? What time? Well, good to have you here, man, and we're going to bring you back so you can hang out with us, because you got plenty of stories as well, and you're close by, too, bro.
Yes.
I'll come over.
Está cerquita, bro.
Come over, prendemos el bote afuera.
¿Quién más está aquí del grupo?
Hey, just bring Mr. Chris right here.
A ver, Chris, vente para acá, Chris. I want to talk to you también, bro. Chris is the drummer. And how long's Chris been with you, Max?
Well, off and on, he...
The hat? You're going to keep the hat? I was going to say, hey,
He had the sombrerito over his head. He had Noel sombrero.
You forgot you had it on.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. I was walking around Walmart with two caps on one time, bro.
I've done it before.
I used to get on the airplane with my cowboy hat on, like a ball cap hat, then my cowboy hat on top of that. And they'd say, what kind of hat is that? And I'd be like, oh, I had my baseball cap and then my cowboy hat on top.
Cowboy hat.
I said, it's a cowball hat.
It's like a cowball hat. Hey, bro. So who do we got here, bro, Max?
This is Chris Rivera, man, from Waco, Texas.
Chris Rivera, Waco.
Take it away.
What's going on, Chris? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, brother.
How long you been with the guys?
It's going on 4 years.
Yeah. How did you meet up with Max? Or
Max, I met when probably about 2 years after I got with Ruben Ramos.
So you played with Ruben?
Yeah, I played with Ruben Ramos for almost 15 years.
Wow, man. ¿Cómo se llama el accordion player de Ruben? Esa toda, man.
Rick Fuentes.
Rick Fuentes, bro. ¿Qué dice Rick, bro?
He's got his own band now. His dad had a band called Brown Express.
Yeah.
Well, he kind of...
He was kind of running the whole show for Ruben, right? I mean, he was like doing the managing and all that stuff.
He was managing, producing.
Arrímate más al micrófono, Dad. There we go.
He was managing, producing, doing all the stuff.
How was it playing with Ruben Ramos, man? El Gato Negro, bro. Wow.
It was great. I wanted to go because Ruben had it. When I joined the band, Ruben's brothers were still there.
Alfonso?
No, well, Alfonso was still around, pero it was Joe Ramos. He played guitar and keyboard, and then and Pia was on bass.
Yeah.
So Pia was the actual Mexican Revolution. He created Mexican Revolution.
Sí.
As far
So no era de Rubén y no era de Alfonso.
no, and Ruben was just singing with him.
Fíjate, I didn't know that,
Yeah.
bro. I thought that was theirs. I thought it was Rubén.
No, it was
Because then that's why Rubén said the Texas Revolution.
Okay.
Rubén Ramos y la Texas Revolution
Well,
instead of la Revolución Mexicana.
well. The thing with that was after a while when it was Ruben and Alfonso, it was the Mexican Revolution.
Okay.
And then when they broke apart, Alfonso kept Mexican Revolution and Ruben made the Texas Revolution.
And the guy that you were mentioning that made the Mexican Revolution, ¿se quedó con Alfonso o qué? Por eso se quedó Alfonso.
They would play with both. 'cause
Okay. Pues donde haya feria y jale, ¿verdad?
Yeah, well, they were brothers, so they
Sí.
they would
Yeah.
play with both.
Ruben's such an awesome guy, man.
Oh, he's great.
I mean, un golfer y la chingada está
Yeah.
el golfo. Pero man, dude, I used to love to see him. One time he came out at a show. I think we were over there watching him at la Casa de Amistad in Harlingen, babe.
Yes.
And he comes out and he goes into the dance floor and starts
Oh,
dancing, dressed all low rider and everything. And everybody and then some other low rider gets out of the crowd and he starts dancing in front of him.
Dancing with him, yeah.
So they're both doing it, man. And I'm like, dude, this is a show, bro. It's entertainment, bro.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
He tries to put on, well, not tries. He puts on a show, man.
Yeah.
And he's still doing it.
Y the horn section, Lonnie, remember Lonnie?
Lani.
Yeah, ¿qué le pasó a Lonnie? Is he still around or no?
He is. He's in Houston. He was doing the Aviso.
Yeah.
With Aviso for a while after Ruben.
Aviso's a good band. They do
Yeah,
that horn stuff. Yeah.
they're really, really great band.
Yeah, they're keeping that orchestra sound
Yeah.
alive, man. Wow, man. So you got picked up with Ruben, and then you got out of Ruben, and then you came over here with the Texmaniacs?
I got out of Ruben, and then I went and played about 6 months with Ram Herrera.
¿Por qué te saliste de Ruben, Dad? Or just te ofreció más feria Ram o qué?
No, I think it was one of those. It was just
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It was
Sometimes
for me. I was getting burned out.
Oh, that
and it was nothing against Ruben's great, man, and
Mm-hmm.
I'd always appreciate everything he's done for me.
Yeah.
It was just 15 years. It was getting stagnant to me, and it was getting to where you go and it's just the same thing.
It became like a job, kind of like.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And I wasn't
monotonous.
I wasn't enjoying it, and I didn't want to not hate, but despise being around those people because those were my brothers.
Yeah.
So
So
I
you
just
went
wanted
to
something new. You know? I wanted something.
So you wanted a little more excitement. So who better to go with than Ram Herrera, right?
Yeah, exactly.
El Rambo chica. Yeah.
Ram's great though. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
man.
Ram's great.
Tiene una pinche vocesona, Ram.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
God damn, bro. He sings, bro.
Still to this day.
Yeah. And then after Ram, ¿qué pasó? Okay.
The
Texmaniacs.
pandemic hit.
Yeah.
I think that's really the pandemic hit, and we weren't doing anything really with Ram. So Max would call me to do. They would have virtual gigs.
Órale. ¿Cómo te fue con los virtual gigs, Max?
Yeah, man. You know,
So everybody was doing it,
we
right?
had to, man, to survive, man.
Yeah.
Because lockdown and couldn't go nowhere.
Los viles no se paran, Dad.
Couldn't buy toilet paper.
No hay pedo, yo no me limpio. Yo soy puro baby wipes,
Oh
carnal.
my goodness.
Get in the shower. No?
Straight to the shower.
Con la manguera de afuera. La pinche manguera.
You couldn't buy water, and I'd be like, "What's wrong with the faucet?" Anyways, but we had to do these virtual performances, because it's just to to keep moving on, and so we're very blessed that we had some fans that would donate, donations and stuff to help pay the bills and stuff.
Sí, está cabrón, bro.
Yeah, man.
Well, you know what? There was like a little what is it? It's silver lining to the COVID for us, because this is how we started the show because of COVID.
Wow.
Yeah, because I have a band and we're booked, and then all the bookings
Canceled.
So my wife and I, it was shelter in place. Remember, you couldn't go anywhere unless you were an essential. Y que la chingada. So we were at the house that first night, and I was like, babe, everybody's home locked up. Why don't we go live on our YouTube channel? So we had an iPhone and 2 microphones, and she was my first interview because she was a teacher, and they had canceled all of school.
Yeah.
So we decided to talk, and then we saw all these people interacting with us, and I was like, wow, there's something here.
Yeah.
So that was March 2020, and it's July 2022, and this is where we're at now today, man. We got Max Baca on the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo.
Yeah. Anybody else you want to introduce from the band to come in and say a few things before we? Is that it?
We can bring our stage manager.
Stage manager, no kidding.
Go on, Josh.
Yeah. Well, come on back in, Josh.
Max, they wanted to know where you got your shirt.
There's it's called, if you go online to bigbrown.com.
Orale.
And James Mora is the owner, and he...
Big Brown Appeal.
Yeah, Big Brown Apparel. And he makes all our T-shirts. And the Big Brown, Chicano All-Stars, the Sugar Babies for the females and stuff, man. And so he has these really cool logos and stuff, man.
He's a really good guy. He's a good friend of ours. He really supports Chicano culture, Mexicano culture, and he makes a lot of these shirts. And
that cap you got, bro, is badass too,
Yeah, I
dude.
like it.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
nice.
Is that from the same guy?
No, this is the baseball team in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
And that necklace you got, tell me a little bit about that necklace, man. It looks real cool, man.
That looks like an
Native
Epi,
American.
like an Epi original right there.
This is made for me from my good friend Mr. Epi Fanio Martinez. He's from the Rio Grande Valley here. He has his band called Epi and Friends.
Yeah.
It's him and his mother. They sing beautifully together. I would say that's my favorite new artist right now.
Yeah.
Or not new, but up and coming artist or new album that I like to listen to. His new record is one of my favorites.
Epi's the bajo sexto with the thickest fingers.
Yeah,
right? You're right.
Tiene unas pinches manonas el cabrón.
Carrot fingers.
Carrot fingers.
Se puede hacer 3 chords en una mano.
Igual, así estaba Stevie Ray Vaughan. Tenía los pinches dedotes, parecían
Sí.
sausages. Parecían pinches sausages, los pinches manotas.
Like a baseball glove.
Así como la mía era pinche, pinche cara.
Cuando venga Epi para el show, le voy a decir, mochete, que traemos una Epi special o algo, carnal.
Una
Una
onza,
cadenita, me la pongo
Yeah,
todos los
he-
pinches días.
He made me this a while back.
Se guacha con madre.
We did a festival in Lafayette, Louisiana called the Black Pot Festival, which is a Cajun music festival. And Epi got invited out. He was playing drums with us at the time. I think that was when he was playing drums with us. And the next year he got invited out to come and bring his jewelry and to teach some bajo sexto classes along with Max and I saw this in the gift shop or whatever that he made, and I put it on. I walked around with it for a few days until he noticed that it was missing. And then later on,
Te costó 5 fingers, carnal? Te
you're right.
costó 5
Hey,
fingers.
but it's one of my favorite pieces because all
It
his
looks
other
great.
pieces they're like made for an infant or something. This one's made,
Made
this
for
is
an
my
infant.
size.
For a
This is
big-
big boy size.
This one's made for a big infant.
For real. I'm lucky to have one of those. Epi made one for me, and he made me the bracelet también. Pero I hardly use them because no quiero que se me vaya a quebrar, bro. I love that piece.
Yeah, he made me one too, man. But like Josh said, man, it was a choker, man. It was a choker. And
Yeah.
so I gave it back to him, and I said no, and he goes, no problem.
He'll modify it.
Yeah, I'll modify it, and he did, man. So I have it.
He's very good. He always uses frijolitos rojos.
Yeah.
Always
Yeah,
uses
the
frijolitos
was
rojos.
it Mountain Laurel? I believe. Right?
And I have a blue stone. I mean, he always uses stones.
This one ain't gonna break, man. He told me, I made it with, what is it, 100-pound test line that.
Oh, shit.
And then a friend of ours, Canute, he goes, man, you're gonna hang yourself. So
It's so strong.
yeah, it's good. I love it. It's one of my favorites.
Hey, man, before
Beautiful
we
piece.
leave, Josh, I wanted to ask you, who influenced your accordion? I mean, who did you look up to as an accordion player, bro?
Flaco Jimenez.
Flaco Jimenez?
First and foremost.
Órale.
Yes. But of course, my grandfather. I grew up listening to my grandfather, my dad, my uncle, and they would perform and jam and play. And but there was an accordion in every room at my grandmother's. There was an accordion in every room of the house, so I was always playing it, always messing with it,
Yeah.
always doing that. And then later on, I asked my dad to teach me a song, and he showed me how to play Adolorido on the accordion, and then he showed me Monterrey Polka.
Oh, the scale. He showed you the scale.
He showed me the scale first. Yeah, and then he told me, I'm going to show you something. After you learn this, you could play any song in the world. And he just showed me do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. He goes, now you can play any song in the world. And I was like, what the hell is he talking about? I can't. I could just barely play this. But now that I'm older, I'm like, well, yeah, technically, he's kind of right.
Wow, man. That's crazy.
Science behind it, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Something.
Ladies and gentlemen, Max Baca, the Texmaniacs here this Sunday afternoon. It's been a pleasure. These guys are going to go perform at La Lomita Park. It's a La Lomita Salon. It's not La Lomita Park. The park is over there in Mission. No, this is on 107 before you get to Ware Road. If you're going west, all right, on 107 from Edinburgh.
Right.
You pass right before you get to Ware Road. When you get to Ware Road, you got to make a U-turn, and there's La Lomita Road, I think it is, right next to Little Canal, and you just drive in, and it's right to your right. Can't miss it, man. And these guys are going to perform every Sunday. Pepe Maldonado has, some of the accordion pioneers and their second and third generation sons, and that are still continuing with the music. So. We want to thank Pepe Maldonado for, keeping this tradition alive.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Pepe.
Absolutely.
And every once in a while, guys like these guys show up. Texmaniacs will be performing there. What time do y'all hit the stage tonight, man?
Man, good question.
Uh-oh.
I think around 6 o'clock.
Oh, my.
Bueno, pues
early
son las
one.
5 o'clock.
6 or 7, something like that.
Órale.
But I just want to really thank you, Rock, for having us on your show, man, and all the staff, everybody, your wife, and
Jackie Boy, Jax.
for making us feel, your hospitality, making us feel welcome, and thank you so much, man. I've always, I've been interviewed with different folks around the world, man, and I've always said, man, this is one that I want to do. Man.
Oh, wow, man. That's awesome, bro.
Thank you. We love having you guys.
Especially when this guy knows about Molly B's polka party, right? How many other people that have interviewed you knew that, man?
That's right, yeah.
Right, dude, right. No,
I got to give you that, brother.
It's because I love music. I love the music, and I love the history, and I love the culture. Yeah. And I've been able, fortunate enough to be in this business long enough to have met a lot of people that have a big influence in a lot of other musicians and in the culture and into the music industry. And it's just a pleasure for me to have you here in the show, man.
Thank you.
You've played with some of the greats, bro.
Thank you, Carnal. Taking the time to make this special, interview and stuff.
Puede ser a la medianoche, carnal, 3 de la mañana, carnal, no hay pedo, ¿verdad, Jax?
A huevo.
Nos venimos para acá para el show. Despierto mi ruca, órale, vámonos. Let's go.
Hey,
Let's go.
Si quieres, we can despedir con una canción or something.
Pues baja el bajo sexto, si no hay pedo, órale.
Oh, man, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Saludos to best friends, Big D and Darío Puig. Saludos, guys.
Okay, man. Saludos, guys. Yeah.
¿Quién más tenemos ahí? ¿De dónde?
Albert Avila, Triple PJJ. Saludos. RJ, saludos. Angel Martinez, saludos. We still got people in the chat.
What did they say?
They're loving it. They're loving it.
Déjame moverle el micrófono un poquito o mueve el micrófono, just turn it down para que se oiga el bajo.
Okay.
And wow, man, this is awesome. We got these guys
yeah.
doing some unplugged. Los Bacas.
Man, that's a nice accordion right there, man.
Brother, these are the new Horner accordions that are being sold now.
Oh, wow.
I think they have discontinued the Corona 2 accordions with all the colors. They have the traditional black and red, but now these are the new Corona 2s, and this is called a C2.
Nice.
The Horner C2. It has black pearl buttons, fast action, gunmetal grill. The reeds that are in here are no longer German reeds. They're Vinci reeds from Italy, I believe. It's a black on black bellow.
Oh, I love that.
Damn.
Bro.
That looks
Wow.
They
Man.
sell different colors and stuff too.
You can wear anything and that will go with
That'll
it.
match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or nothing.
Or nothing.
La
Oye,
pura tanga.
nomás colgando la accordion tapándote el chorizo.
Bien Shawn Michaels. Bien Shawn Michaels con la belt de WWE.
Yeah, okay. For real.
Polka or something.
Para toda la familia Pérez, Gilberto Pérez, one of my favorite.
Gilberto Pérez. No más. again on Sunday afternoon. Vamos a ver el acordeón. Damn. Woo! Split the screen, baby. There you go. Mira nomás. Oye. Bro, golly. Ladies and gentlemen, Max Baca, Josh Baca, Texmaniacs, hashtag PBT. This is number one as far as the longest running show. I think we got like 2 hours on this one, right?
Almost.
We're almost there.
Max,
Thank you, man.
God bless you, man.
God bless you, brother. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much. And Josh, God bless you. God bless all of you on the road. And we hope to see you again soon, okay?
You got it, man.
All right, everybody wave at the camera, man. It's over tonight.
Yo soy México, amén.